Yo, what's up, guys? Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to go over the basketball slate for today. So we have a 2-game slate today, so it will be kind of fun instead of the 1-game slates that we've had the past couple nights. The Sixers are going up against the Toronto as the first game, and then Spurs. Nuggets Game 7 will be very fun to watch. I'm going to kind of go in-depth on these picks, kind of break down what I really like from each game. So if you're starting off at point guard today, we have Ben Simmons at the top. The Raptors have done an excellent job this season of shutting him down in the regular season games. He's averaged like 8 or 9 turnovers per game in the 4 games that they've played this year. I don't know if Simmons is going to be able to make adjustments or if Toronto's going to be able to shut him down. But in the first game, I would kind of lean with going with the Raptors. I mean, Simmons will probably be popular on this slate given his price tag. I don't think he's a bad play, but with the way Toronto has kind of emulated the Celtics last season in the playoffs of just kind of building a wall and not letting him get into the paint, it'll be hard for Simmons to have a huge game, I think, especially in the first game until he can make some adjustments. Kyle Lowry is definitely in play at just 7,000. He's going to play a lot of minutes. He's played 39, 40, 38 minutes in the close games. In some of the games against the Magic, and those games weren't even super close. Like, the one game they won by 22, and the other game they won by 19, and he still played 38 and 39 minutes. He's going to log very heavy minutes. He's been pretty good in the series against the Sixers this year, and he has some defensive upside, and the Sixers do turn the ball over at an above-average rate. So I like Lowry at 7K, but I really like Jamal Murray at 6,300. Game 7, the Nuggets, they had a great season. They were in first place for a lot of it. I think Jamal Murray's going to have a big game. He plays a lot of minutes. It's going to be a very competitive game, very close game. He's played a lot better at home and shot the ball a lot better at home, which is most important because he is a very high-volume shooter. He's going to take probably close to 20 shots tonight, I would assume. He's going to have assist upside. He has a little bit of steal upside, not too much, but with the amount of minutes he plays, with the bonuses we get on DraftKings for made threes, and with the chance of him to rack up some assists and steals, I think he's going to have an all-around great game. And at 6,300, he's really hard to pass up here in a Game 7. So I love Murray at the point guard position. Going on to shooting guard, we have DeRozan at 7,500. I think he's fine. He's probably going to get you like 30s or 40s, but I don't think he's going to really have a huge game of like the 50s because ever since Torrey Craig has started, DeMar DeRozan he's been shut down a little bit. He had a big game last game where he shot 12 of 16. But the other couple games, Torrey Craig has done a great job against him and made it hard for DeRozan to really get up the shots that he wants. So I would rather pay down a bit and just pick up Jimmy Butler, who's going to log very, very heavy minutes tonight. Sixers are underdogs here. They're missing Mike Scott as well, and that's a pretty big injury to Mike Scott because he was logging minutes in the mid-20s in the playoffs. And with Boban potentially not being able to play in this series because of how the Toronto plays with their backup is Serge Ibaka, and Ibaka is a stretch 5. I don't think Boban's going to be able to play in this series. So there's a lot of minutes opened up without Boban potentially and without Scott. So Butler's probably going to log like 40 minutes tonight. The Sixers are going to need him. He's a very discounted price tag at just 6,800. I like the price tag on him a lot. He has the ability to take over a game in the fourth quarter. He has a lot of steal upside and block upside, averaging almost 2 steals per game this season. He has the ball in his hands a lot, and he will probably have the ball in his hands a lot this series, especially when Simmons gets a rest. They usually run Butler at the point guard. So I love Jimmy Butler. He has 6,800. He seems a little too cheap. Next up at small forward, I like Kawhi Leonard at home. Kawhi Leonard at 8,400. Seems like a really, really strong play. He's had some big games against the Sixers this season. He has a ton of upside. We know that he has a lot of he has a lot of steal upside. He can also get a block or two. He's obviously the number 1 option on his team. He's going to take a ton of shots. He's going to be probably the primary defender on Simmons, and Simmons does turn the ball over a lot. So it's going to be so he definitely has some more upside to rack up steals. I love Leonard at 8,400. He's very, very cheap, and he has upside to get you in the 50s. So Kawhi Leonard definitely a strong play today, I would assume. At the power forward position, I like Pascal Siakam. So Siakam is another guy on the Raptors that just logs very, very heavy minutes. At 7,400, he seems like a strong play today again. He's had some big games against in the first round against the Magic, he had some huge games. He had 47 in one game, 53, 40. He's just been shooting the ball really, really well. He's just super efficient, shooting 55% from the floor this season. Very efficient, logs very heavy minutes, probably going to play 40 minutes again. He played 42 minutes in 2 games against the Magic, and a lot of those other games were blowouts, or he would have seen a lot more minutes. You can sign me up for Pascal Siakam if he's going to play 40-plus minutes. He's just a do-it-all player. Gets a lot of rebounds, scores the ball very well. Number 2 option on the team behind Leonard. And he also has that center eligibility, which we like. I love Siakam today. I really like the first game a lot. I love Embiid at 9,900. So Embiid got a bunch of days off to rest. Hopefully he will be healthy now. With Embiid, you really don't need to look at the production because you know the production's there. You really got to look at the minutes because I'm assuming that he's back to logging heavy minutes. Against Brooklyn, they were able to rest him a lot of the games because they were blowouts and they were leading in the series a lot. But against Toronto, it's going to be a very hard-fought, very close game the entire way. And Embiid's going to have to really, really assert his dominance, and he can. He definitely has the advantage over Marc Gasol. Gasol is a great defender, but Gasol is now up there in age, and the backup center, Serge Ibaka, Embiid has a bunch of pounds and a couple inches on him as well. Embiid can dominate here at 9,900. He has monster upside in the 70s and 80s, and if he does one of those games, it's going to be hard to cash if we don't have him. With the value that we have on the slate, I think it's very easy to fit in Embiid, so I like him. And then at forward, I like Jonah Bolden. So he's going to be kind of my sneaky play today. I think he's going to be a fine play because the minutes should be there. As a Sixers fan, I know that without Scott, they're going to need somebody to play power forward and play some minutes at the big. They're going to need Bolden in there. He matches up pretty well. Unlike Marjanovic, Boban is going to have a hard time playing in this series, I think, just because the Toronto Raptors, they don't have their backup 5 doesn't play big. Backup 5, Serge Ibaka, he doesn't live in the paint. He lives in the mid-range. He can shoot threes as well. Bolden and Ibaka would match up a lot better than Ibaka and Marjanovic. So I think Bolden's going to get a lot of minutes tonight, especially with Scott out. So there's just a lot of minutes available. He's going to get a lot of minutes, and I think James Ennis as well is going to get some minutes. So, if you're looking to be different, I think Bolden is definitely a fine play as a low-owned option. I don't think he's going to be popular at all. But we know it's a 2-game series. It's a 2-game slate. You're going to need to be different. If you play all the chalk guys, you're going to tie with probably thousands of people. So I think Bolden's a fine play. So that's all for the video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and good luck today.